Hi, I'm Officer Johnson, and I will be conducting your citizenship interview. Can you hand me your appointment letter? Did you have to wait a long time? How is the weather outside? Can you hand me your permanent resident card and a valid ID? How long have you been a permanent resident? How did you become a permanent resident? Do you need to update any information on your application? Who helped you fill out this application? What is your full legal name? Have you used any other names in the past? Are you going to change your name today? Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Do you now have, or did you ever have, a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? What is your social security number? What is your height and your weight? What is your email address? Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? When was the last time that you filed your taxes? Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or a similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated with, the Communist Party? Any other totalitarian party? A terrorist organization? What is your marital status? What is your spouse's full legal name? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? Is your spouse here today? How many times have you been married? When did you get divorced?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te está yendo con la práctica? Recuerda que si te gustaría prepararte para responder una entrevista como esta, ofrecemos un curso en nuestra página cursosconfernando.com. En este curso encontrarás un orden de trabajo sin interrupciones que podrás estudiar a tu propio ritmo y a tus propios tiempos sin importar tu nivel de inglés. Además, contarás con el apoyo de nuestro equipo ayudándote en tu preparación. Recuerda, esta página es cursosconfernando.com. Continuemos con la práctica. Mucha suerte.
Were you ever married in your country of origin? Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with the Nazi government of Germany? Were you ever involved in any way with any of the following: genocide, torture, killing or trying to kill someone, badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose, forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations, not letting someone practice his or her religion? Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups: military unit, paramilitary unit, police unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, militia, insurgent organization? What is your date of birth? Can you hand me your birth certificate with the English translation? What is your country of origin? Are your parents U.S. citizens? Were your parents married before your 18th birthday? Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following: prison or jail, prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, any other place where people were forced to stay? Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? What do you do for a living? What is the name of your employer? How long have you been employed there? What are some of your job duties? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Do you have children? How many children do you have? What are your children's names? Do your children live with you? Are they your biological children? Do you have any children that live outside of the United States and are under 18 years of age? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Have you ever been in jail or prison? Have you ever been a habitual drunkard, been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution, sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics, been married to more than one person at the same time, married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit, helped anyone to enter or to try to enter the United States illegally, gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling, failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony, made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States, Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? When was the last time you traveled out of the United States? Where did you travel to? How long was this trip for? Why did you take this trip? Have you ever been ordered removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings currently pending against you? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays? In the last 5 years, how many trips have you taken out of the United States? How many total days have you spent outside of the United States in the last 5 years? Have you ever spent more than 6 months out of the year outside of the United States? Now we are going to do the civics test. How many amendments does the Constitution have? What are the two parts of the U.S. Congress? Who vetoes bills? When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. Name one state that borders Mexico. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? Who does a U.S. Senator represent? What does the judicial branch do? What are the two major political parties in the United States? Please read the following sentence. Please write the following sentence. Columbus Day is in October. Columbus Day is in October. Columbus Day is in October. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? At this time, I'm going to recommend your application as approved. Next, you will go back to the waiting area and wait for instructions because you will have your oath ceremony today. Congratulations!
Si te gustaría informarte de cómo son las entrevistas en la oficina que a ti te corresponde, dónde tendrás tu entrevista, te invito a que nos sigas en nuestro segundo canal de YouTube, Citizens Ahora. En este segundo canal ponemos experiencias todos los días de diferentes partes del país. Puede ser que una de estas experiencias te dé información que tú necesitas para tu entrevista. Así que no olvides, síguenos en nuestro segundo canal de experiencias, Citizens Ahora.